Alright, another month, another, update to the tier list. This time with a new festival to go along with it. What? Oh, here he is. And I did do very minor changes. Unknown, I think, got a bit of a bump against the new Arthur. So I moved up Zahard, especially with Zahard being a very well prevalent unit on top 100 against bots. I think he deserves to be up here. I mean, if you even want to consider how good he is against bots, I guess you can even put him on meta. But mainly, I think I should just go back and down here and consider the new characters because there's not much else. I don't think humans shook up the meta enough that I'm like, okay, sins are going down or goddesses are going down, but I'm going to be talking about goddesses soon as well. So we start off with DN. She came out, how long ago? Like two and a half weeks ago. And she is pretty good. In terms of PvP, it's actually really hard for me to say how truly good she is because I did get to use her and it was like okay. But I didn't really see her very often in PvP. I couldn't really compare my usage to like facing her because, well, nobody really summoned for her. Very little amount of people summoned for her. The ones that did were whales because any person in their right mind would have skipped this character for the next festival or what have you, right? So very low, very low value banner. But I would say for the Sin's team, she's very good. She's like a better red DN for PvP. I would not say that she makes up for the best Sin's team, but very good. The thing is that if you face Arthur with her, I think you kind of get destroyed. I can't have enough, situations where I can actually test that because no one's using her, and if I use her, I don't face any Arthurs either. So it's like very hard for me to really concretely say this, but just knowing from using Arthur so much, if you face one and you're going second with DN, or if you face one you're going first with DN, things will be different. But if you go first against Arthur, you probably win anyways. PvE for her, where is it? She is fantastic. Very good. I hope, everyone that is skipping her, because obviously she's not the greatest in terms of value for most people. I hope everyone that's, going to be skipping her, that she's going to be in the anniversary banner or something like that. Do we vote for the anniversary banner? I don't recall. In any case, if she's in the banner and you pull her, very great pick. She's fantastic for the Demon King fight, which I would say is the current most important fight in the game. There's going to be a new Demonic Beast soon. We'll see how she performs there. I'm not expecting much from her on there because, a part of her passive is made entirely for PvE, which does not include Demonic Beast fights, which means that they don't want you to use her there. But yeah, nothing else in the PvE list I think changed. There's not much reason to change it because not much has happened since. But we go back to PvP and Arthur. So Arthur is very powerful. It's going to be a character that's going to be hard for a lot of people to be able to use because you do have to go first with him. It's like not even a question where, for example, the Demon King. The Demon King was a character that you could go first or second with him, but you were better off going second every time. You were always better off going second with Demon King. It wasn't a question. But even if you did go first, you could still win. Arthur is a hard go first or lose character. For what I played with him, if you can't get his passive up, you lost. It's just simple as that. Especially if you go second against another Arthur, which is what mostly happened to me. You just lost. It is very unfortunate, but it's just how the character is designed. But I have to rated as, you know, how good he is in the meta, and he is absolutely dominant. Absolute monster character. If you do go first, it's a guaranteed win. No question. You have to actually be super, super bad at the game. And what I mean super bad is just like not even be able to click cards because your mouse broke or something. Like, it's like actually super impossible to lose with Arthur if you go first. And by proxy, the humans that can go with him go up as well. I would like to say that I do not like some of the options. I think humans have the need for better characters to release for their team. Like LR Ascanor, unfortunately, I wish he was good, but his restriction makes it impossible to run him on humans because there's no back unit for humans. So hopefully in the upcoming, you know, weeks and months we do not get a repeat of Mael. Mael, when he came out, we were presented with a character that was very, very powerful, and nothing really happened for him. He was running a team full of very old characters, all of which were very underpowered at the time, and he just kind of suffered the consequences of the devs not giving him any support until, you know, Liz came out months and months and months later, in which, yeah, Mael did get another burst of life into him, but that was like so long after. So I hope that does not happen for Arthur. Arthur needs, I would say, even though I would consider him like stupid OP, he needs a character. He needs it bad. Especially a character with good CC to help him even better. Like his team has very high CC. You got LR Ascanor, we got Arthur, we got Bond. Those are three very high characters like in the CC chart, but when you look at it, the back units are never there, you know. PvE wise, he's also fantastic. You get his passive up, and he has infinite taunt. What, you know, what can you say against that? He has infinite taunt. That's it. Now, some key pointers I'll say. He is very bad at 4v4 game modes, because the way he works is he needs to get 4 ult gauge, right? In a 3v3 game mode, that is easy because you just move a card that combines. You're going to have that 7th card that's going to be a duplicate of one of your cards. You're going to combine that, that's 2 ult gauge, and then you use 2 cards or you move 2 more cards, and that's 4 ult gauge right there. Boom, that's his passive maxed out. In 4v4 game modes, you don't get that 7th card. And if you only have 3 cards that you can use, that being the 4v4 PvP, or Guild Wars, or Champions Arena, what was it called? Whatever. The PvE version of Guild Wars, that's actually PvP, but regardless. He's very bad for that, because he cannot get his passive up, you know, instantly like that. So I would give that as a keynote. He is going to be dominating mainly the regular PvP and PvE. And you know, Demonic Beast Battle, because you can actually use 4 cards. I would like to talk about some of the characters that I was thinking of moving. So Unknown is in a very interesting position because they're actually pretty good against Arthur. Even if you go second against Arthur, if the opponent isn't the brightest, you can win. Which is something, right? Because going second against Arthur is pretty much a death sentence. You can win. So Unknown's in a very tricky position. Zahard works pretty decent against Arthur, especially if you get lucky with cards. So I wanted to mention that. And in any case, Zahard is in a much better position than he was last time, because now ain't nobody using Estarossa Commitment on Meliodas. It's very unlikely you face someone with Estarossa Commitment on Meliodas, because it's very unlikely you're going to face Zahard in the first place, so why would you run that? And that's pretty good for him. If you did summon, you did want to use him. Right now it's much better. I would still say Unknown, I did not think was worth going up. For the type of game that I play, I don't play top 100. I don't play chip face bots. So for me, Unknown is not a team that I would consider meta. But if you do, then for you, yeah, because they are very good against bots. Goddesses, I was heavily considering putting down. The thing with goddesses is that they are still a team that can win against every other team, but that is getting more difficult by the minute. Against Arthur, you cannot win. Like I've been saying, the Arthur enemy has to be actually brain dead, and goddesses tend to go second because their back unit is very bad. But if you can go first against Arthur, you should be fine. Goddesses are in a bit of a weird spot. I am considering putting them down soon because I don't foresee them getting support in the near future. I think Anniversary is not going to be a goddess because who else is there? They're going to do Liz. There's already a god tier Liz in the game. I don't think they will. They could. That would be stupid because that would actually not even be that big of a buff for goddesses because the best team on goddesses is already a Liz, right? So I don't foresee Anniversary being a goddess, and there's going to be probably a collab soon, and if there is, I think that those characters will be more fitted for Arthur. You know, he's the newest festival. They would probably have more of an incentive to give Arthur some buffs than goddesses. So I think goddesses are in a bit of a tight margin here. They could be going down sooner rather than later, but if Tristan gets a relic for Anniversary, which could happen, Tristan was the last Anniversary character, so you know that could happen. That could be very big for him if he can actually, you know, reverse his passive where he gives the defense related stats for goddesses and the attack related stats for demons. If he could get a relic that was like just the reverse, where he gives attack related stats to goddesses and defense related stats to demons, that would, you know, also be a buff to the demon team, but that would be, I think, pretty good for goddesses because on the goddess team, you're running characters that rely on Liz's damage so much. Liz is the anchor of the team and it's not even close. Yeah, Mael, you know, is helping her. Mael is a support, right? He's helping her by giving her immunity and damage reduction, and that's pretty much it. Like, Mael is not doing much damage. So if he could get some more attack in there, that could be pretty big for him. Okay, now that I'm looking at it, yeah, King goes down. King is pretty much unusable. Pretty much unusable is the usable tier, by the way. Usable tier is characters that could do well in below champ ranks. In champ, not so much. I think the SSR version of Margaret still could be. I think I have to... Unknowns are not able to run Rimuru. It's just not plausible. I think the rest of the characters is pretty good. Very much considering putting up, you know, this version of the demon team right here with Melascula as well, but again, I don't like putting up these characters that are made to face bots. I know bots are majority of matches, especially in high tier PvP, but it just feels wrong. Oh, and now that Red DN has a much better version now, I guess I'll put her down as well. And I mean, you're gonna use Green Arthur, probably not anymore. I think that's pretty good. You can tell that the upper tiers of PvP are starting to get tighter and tighter. It really feels like power creep is happening very fast, and Anniversary could be even worse. Because if you look at Anniversary, a lot of the times we get power creep characters that are so much better than everything else and it's not even close, like first and second Anniversary. So we'll see what they do for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think.